So I worked with the actors in conversation to kind of investigate what's in their house and sort of imagine anything they may have or have not considered. So from ranging from their own ceiling lamps, table lamps, to anything from perhaps a flashlight they've forgotten about or an essential oil diffuser that emits a light, and kind of letting the experimentation of the process itself guide where the light goes, as opposed to giving the actors a prescriptive place where to start, because I think this is all about experimentation and all about finding where we can do with this, since there really isn't a guidebook, which for me is the more exciting part. And to another point, Jamie and I have talked about what does it mean to have lighting motivated in the action and having, characters control their light in some way that feels dynamic and realized and not just to set a scene. I think it kind of falls in line with the way I've sort of experimented with a bunch of different disciplines in theater and how I came to lighting kind of late, and I tried my hands at dramaturgy and directing and writing, etc. And one of the things I've learned in my past with other disciplines is to not be so set in my ways and what I'm coming in with, and that a lot of the journey needs to be about what can you do on your feet and what can you do to problem solve. It just reinforces my belief that I think problem solving is the most exciting part of the creative process, and that you really can't come in with all the answers. I think I'm in a different boat than everyone else because I joined this production a little later. So I didn't have these grand ideas that were taken away from me and things shifted around. So instead, the way I kind of approached this process was I'm looking at both the, virtual production and the theoretical production at the same time coexisting. So I have less of the dueling, like, well, I would have liked to have this, but now I get to have this. However, on a very basic level, I do wish that I could really use atmospherics this production, and I feel like the moodiness of it, would really be enhanced by excess haze, and I wish I could have that. I don't know if it's necessarily a process or a tool, but I think the advantage I have here that I never really get as a lighting designer is the opportunity to have conversations with the actors and to see where they're coming from, and just kind of what does it mean to take a more cohesive and collaborative approach to design and use that as a tool in the future.